Hello everybody, I'm Ellen and this is my kitchen. We are going to make Chipotle Chicken Nacho Dip today. This is an appetizer that I've selected because it is not only delicious but it is very easy to make, especially if you're using a power tool. Ta-da! This is the deluxe air fryer. So I'll talk about it a little bit more, but I just kind of want to get set up here. The first part of this recipe will just consist of me kind of finishing up with the prep work and then getting the air fryer started, okay? So, in front of me I have some chicken that I've taken out of the freezer and it's completely thawed. And so what I'm going to do here is just lay it out on my board so that I can season it before I put it in the air fryer. Now the one great thing I love, I mean there's so many awesome things about the air fryer, but one of the great things that I like is unlike the oven, you don't have to preheat it, okay? Once you press that button, it's ready to go. So that's why I really, really like that. Let me wash my hands real quick. All right. So I have about 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless breast chicken in front of me. And what I did was I took the chicken breast because it was so thick when I first got it, and what I do is I sliced it in half. And that's just something that I would recommend everybody do when they get back from the grocery store. You know, prepare it right away. Cut it and bag it if that's what you're gonna do with it, to put it in the freezer. That way when you go to use it another time, it's ready for you, okay? So at this point, I'm gonna take some seasoning, and because of the name of the recipe, Chipotle, that's what seasoning I'm going to use. And you can find this in our pantry section, okay? So with a tablespoon, that's kind of all I'm going to use, is I am going to spread it around on all pieces of chicken, okay? So get that in there. I'm going to flip this over just like this, and then I'm going to sprinkle more. Now, of course, guys, because you're cooking for yourself and you know whether you want more or less of an ingredient, by all means, make the changes. That's why we love to cook from home, because we cook what we want, okay? I'm just going to use all I have in this tablespoon. If you guys don't have good measuring spoons, I highly suggest these, okay? These measuring spoons are wonderful. There's only a set of 2. So there's only 2 measuring spoons to keep track of. Plus, check this out. This comes apart, okay? This also measures solids and liquids. So you don't have to worry about changing it out if you're going from solid to liquid. They come apart, easy cleanup, put it in the dishwasher, and you're good to go, okay? So they come in a set of 2, one's for the teaspoon and one for the tablespoon, okay? So I've got this all seasoned up. I am going to plug in my air fryer. Okay, plugging in, all you're doing is turning the power on, that's all. It's not actually starting, all right? So before I get started, let me point the air fryer out to you, okay? This reminds me of an easy bake oven. It really does, except for adults, okay? This is wonderful to have in the house, especially during a time like this. If you have a lot of kids at home, especially hungry teenagers, and you don't have the time to keep making them snacks, they can do it themselves, okay? In here, the air fryer comes with 2 trays right here. What I do to help with the cleanup process and the removal process is I spray this, okay? So you're gonna see me spray it with olive oil, and then I'll put the chicken on and put it in. Also in the air fryer is a drip pan. Now this drip pan will help you. It collects all the grease or oil that you're cooking with, and it falls into the drip pan. So when it's time for you to clean up, you just take it out and then clean it up. I mean, very, very simple, okay? Up here is a shield, okay? It's really on the top, right underneath the heating element, okay? So you're gonna slide this out, and this is a shield that protects all the oils and stuff from splattering and getting to the heating element. So those are the immediate components inside of the air fryer, but of course this has all kinds of attachments that you can use. Okay, now let's put our chicken on. So before I do that, I am going to spray it with oil, okay? So this is our kitchen spritzer. You pump until you feel a tension, and then it's ready to go, okay? I do it over the sink because, of course, this is mesh, guys, okay? It's not like a complete block, so if I spray it here, the oil will go through. So I do it over my sink. Okay. And that's all I'm gonna do with the oil. Now it's time for the chicken. Okay. So I'm taking my seasoned chicken. I'm just gonna put it right on top. Okay, that's it, guys. Then I take my trays, and then I'm going to insert into the air fryer, just like that, okay? Close up the oven, the air fryer I should say, not the oven. Now the LED light is displaying, that just tells you the power is on, all right? So now I want to air fry this because I want it to cook faster. So I'm going to turn this dial right here. This is sort of like your dial that you're going to surf to find the correct channel on your air fryer, okay? So I'm gonna turn it, and then the first selection is air fryer. So I'm gonna push the button. Now when you push the button, one side of the display will blink, and that's the timer, okay? It automatically defaults at 25 minutes to air fry. And you just turn the dial, so if you press it, the light will blink. And so if you want more time, you increase the time. If you want less, you decrease, okay? In this case, I'm actually just gonna do 20 minutes instead of 25. And then once you press it, it's going to start. When you air fry, the default temperature is 400 degrees, all right? So once you press it, you're gonna hear it already starting. There's a little icon on the side, and it's a picture of it looks like a ceiling fan. That is indicating to you that it is set on the air fry selection, okay? So that's all you do, okay? You're gonna let it do its work. All right, now, let me clean up my mess right here. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about the air fryer. What makes our air fryer so wonderful, and I think so much better than the other air fryers out there, is that you're not only limited to air frying. We have 6 pre-programmed settings, okay? So you can air fry, you can bake, like desserts, anything you need to bake. You can roast, you can do a rotisserie, you can also reheat, and you can dehydrate, okay? So a lot of people are so interested in dehydrating fruits or vegetables. This is a great way to do it, because with the push of a button, you continue to do other things that you need to do, okay? All right. So here's 2 cooking tips for you at home right away when you set up for cooking. You want to make sure you have like a garbage bowl set aside here so that you don't have to keep going to the garbage can and you don't need to drag it closer to you, okay? Another thing, cooking tip number 2, if you have a double compartment sink, one side, fill it up with soap and water before your cooking experience begins. Because it's going to help you, whether you need to wash your hands really quick or you need to wash something really quick, it's ready for you. It's part of the prep work in the kitchen, okay? All right, the other feature that I didn't tell you was the custom feature. Because we have the custom feature, it opens so many wonderful options for recipes now, okay? You can control the time and the temperature of what you want to make in here, okay? So, that's the air fryer. All of our power tools come with a cooking guide, okay? The cooking guide tells you about all the features that it does, and it gives you recipes so that you can make things with your brand new air fryer at home and not having to worry about how did she do it again, okay? It's right here, all for you. All of our power tools have a cooking guide, okay? Okay, so that is part 1. We're gonna come right back with part 2.